everybody, this is Money Mom. I'm doing a requested video for Tuesday. Somebody asked me, they wanted to hear about my pet peeves and my financial pet peeves. Let's get started. As you can see, I'm doing this with a smile so I don't feel my blood boil while I tell all my pet peeves. But I have a very important pet peeve at the end, which I feel is the most important, that ties all the pet peeves together. My number one pet peeve is people that act like a know-it-all. People that just act like they know everything, and they have advice for everyone, and they know what advice to give folks. That would be number one. Number two, people that talk down to you and say things like, "What? You didn't know that?" Someone that does that. And number three, people that give unsolicited advice and say, "You should do this, you should do that, or you need to do this." I'll be honest, when people do any of those three things, you've lost me and I'm no longer listening, and I avoid those people like the plague, to be totally honest. So those three things bug me, which also ties into the money, because I've seen on these budgeting channels, and there's a lot of fantastic comments. I'm going to say 99% of the comments are that you get on all the budgeting channels, not just mine, I'm talking the other channels that I've watched, is that they give fabulous comments. But then some people do kind of act like know-it-alls and think that their way of budgeting and ways of spending money should fit into everybody else's lifestyle. I don't believe we all fit into one box. So as you can see, I'm an open, fun person, and I love being around people. And so I'm more of a free spirit. Well, I just think that everybody needs to do what works for their life. And so when all of these things don't fit into that, then I get frustrated. What makes me the most irritated, though, is that when I allow people to push my buttons. Because as you can tell from my channel, I'm overall a really happy, kind of silly by nature person that's generally in a good mood most of the time. So whenever I get really agitated because someone's being a know-it-all or acting like, "Well, Dawn, you should do this," or "Dawn, you should do that," and I'm starting to feel a little bit irritable, I actually feel more angry at myself for allowing them to have power over me or to push my buttons. I don't feel good about me. I would love to be able just to blow it off and say, "Oh, they mean well," and just move on. That's my biggest pet peeve, is I'm my biggest pet peeve. Because think about this, guys. If any of you get irritated about anything, if we're not here next week, would any of those things really matter? If you found out you only had a year to live, would any of the pet peeves that we get agitated with really matter? So, I'm thinking more and more whenever anyone does any of these things that agitate me, who knows, maybe those people really need someone to listen to, maybe they're really wanting to help, and maybe they have a heart for helping, but they just don't know how to go about it. So I'm going to work on being more patient, loving, and kind to those people. And if someone says, "What, Dawn? You didn't know that?" I would say, "No, I didn't, but I'm so glad that you shared it with me. Thank you." And I'll be smiling while gritting my teeth. Anyway, I'd love to know below, guys, do you have any pet peeves? And if you do, are there things that you want to work on where you don't allow those pet peeves to take power over your life? I'd love to hear about it. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I love you very much. Bye-bye.